Busy chasing digits, so we worry about you bitches. Take some pictures, check my image. I'm standing on business.
Yo, it's your girl Lizzie Ayo, forever keeping in the Bando with the Hype Magazine. And on today, I have an amazing guest, the infamous DJ Moniy.
Yo, we great to state. It is G Money in the house, watch your mouth. Formerly the Ugliest Brother Radio for Foxy 99. Currently the RWC Heavyweight Champion. Currently one half of the MATW Tag Team Champions XLG. We in the building with Lizzie Ayo, keeping it a Bando. Was good.
Yeah, so let us know about your journey. Like, where did it start? Where are you from? And how was it growing up?
So I'm born and raised Fayetteville, North Carolina. Kind of, sort of. I just say that because, you know, the details are the details. Grew up in a military household. My dad was in the military for 22 years. I'm born and bred. My roots are here. Like, I went to Westover High School. I went to Fayetteville State University. Attitude check.
Bronco Pride. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you better know it.
She with it.
Yes.
She with it. So when I was growing up, I loved basketball, music, and wrestling. That's all I cared about growing up. I played ball in high school. I didn't play in college. I kind of got more into just watching wrestling then. While I was in college, I changed my major to communications because I wanted to do something entertainment wise. Because I thought I wanted to do computers, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something on TV. I started an internship class, but there were no TV stations at the time that were in Fayetteville. One of my classmates was like, I was already interning at WFSS. I think it was 91.9. It was a Fayetteville State station. One of my boys was like, yo, I'm interning at Foxy, man. Why don't you come up there, see if you get an internship? I did, and I think I graduated in September. I graduated in December of 06. I started the internship in September, and I interned for 10 months, and I think about 6 months after I graduated, I was just showing up. I was just showing up until they offered me a job, and I was at Foxy for 17 years until this past May. But man, radio was my life for the longest of time. I started DJing 5 years after I started working at Foxy, and at first it was just like something to make some extra money. You know, I had my second cousin is Jam Master Jay. Even though I never met him, I always knew that, you know, DJing was a part of our family. Mm-hmm. So I got into it, man, and shout out to all the guys at Foxy over the years that helped mentor me. Next thing you know, I'm spinning on air, spinning in clubs. Not to mention, I got a show on air. I got to, you know, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And 5 years ago, let's see, I started training to wrestle September 1st, 2019. So it's been about 5 years. And I've been wrestling for the past, I've been active for 4 years, training for 5. So there's a whole lot been going on, man. Just a whole lot of things. So.
Now, did you see yourself becoming a wrestler? Like when you were younger, is that something you wanted to do?
Oh man, as a kid, sure. I saw it, but I was like, man, I'd love to do that. But I knew I was going to the NBA when I was a kid. I knew. So you couldn't tell me that I wasn't, and I didn't. So I didn't even realize that there was a chance to be a wrestler around the area until about 5 years ago. Like, probably like 6. But I would just watch whatever's on, WWE, WCW, whatever came on, and like I even had a podcast. Like I have a podcast where we just talk straight wrestling. So I've been ingrained in the wrestling life since forever. But music always took precedence because that's what paid the bills.
I totally understand. So what's the name of your wrestling podcast?
It's called Smash the Mat Podcast. And we don't have a schedule because we're super random.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So
do you have like different people come up and like that's wrestlers and speak?
Oh yeah, absolutely. With that podcast, see, and one of the things about that was I truly thankful for my time at Foxy because Foxy 99 afforded me the chance to do all kinds of things. And whenever WWE or anybody would come to town with tickets, we give tickets away, and most of the time they need interviews done. So I'm one of the guys that's always doing interviews. So I had a chance to meet a whole lot of wrestlers before I even thought about wrestling. And because of that, I knew that like at least once a year, I'll have a chance to interview somebody and go to a show. So when I started the podcast, it was like sooner or later, we're going to get some of these more famous wrestlers on. And then when we actually started it, it became what we started doing. Besides talking wrestling, we used to go to indie shows and we hey, can we come to your show? Can we talk about your show and put it out as an episode? So we would go to a show, we would do our own commentary, and then we released the episodes. And for a while, from 2018 to 2020, we was gaining a lot of traction. And then once I actually got heavy into wrestling, we slowed down. So, I mean, it's my fault, but I'd rather wrestle than talk about it. So.
I totally understand. So what is that training like for you?
Oh man, wrestling training is very different. Like if you play a sport, like if people say football shape is different from basketball shape and or baseball shape, and wrestling shape is different from all of that. Like you can be a hardcore football player, you can get into wrestling, but you're going to have to learn some stuff to be able to stay active because there's a lot of safety is the number one. Safety is the number one thing when it comes to wrestling training because, you know, it's entertainment, but it's also about taking care of each other. You know, so you have to know the safest ways to do what you can do. So you can. You still gonna hurt, but you're not gonna be injured to where you can't go to work the next day or anything like that. So I've traveled a lot to train as well as to wrestle. From some of the greats in the business and stuff like that, had a chance to sit under some learning trees. But I trained here in Fayetteville at Ring Wars, Carolina, and my trainer was Nightstick Eddie Brown, who was trained by the great Steve Carino, the king of old school. But yeah, and that's been how we work. Yeah, so absolutely.
Okay, so like I'll wait. Yeah, we're gonna end that part. Okay, so okay, so as far as your wrestling goes, do you wrestle every day? How many hours? How does that look?
So we train about twice a week for about 3 to 4 hours a day. But outside of wrestling training, I'm in the gym. Like I'm in the gym 4 to 5 days a week because it's a business of aesthetics. You don't have to look a certain way, but they prefer you look a certain way. So I'm not obviously I'm not a bodybuilder and I don't look like a bodybuilder, but I look like I'm in the gym. I look like an athlete, you know what I'm saying? And being able to be strong protects me and it protects others. You know,
so that pretty much goes with both entertainment fields because I know with being an artist or rapper, even a DJ, you have to have a certain type of build. So would you say that that's the same type of work ethics that needs to be put into every entertainment?
Absolutely, because what I've noticed, I was in the music business for almost 20 years, and then like near the end of that, I got into the wrestling business. And when I say that the music business and the wrestling business they're almost like mirror images of each other. Obviously, there's differences here and there, but they are so alike. And it's really just the entertainment business in general. Like you have to, as a DJ, as an artist, you have to promote the hell out of yourself. You got to get your name out. You got to do this. You got to do that. Like most DJs, they make their blends available online, or they got videos of them blending songs together. If you're an artist, you got visuals for your songs, or you're spitting a hot 16 or something like that. You gotta do the same thing when you're a wrestler. You gotta cut promos. Promos show your personality, or maybe you show like a highlight reel of you doing some of your cool moves, or you're just doing some random stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you always have to be visible no matter what it is that you do, especially if it's entertainment based. The work ethic has to be there. Just as much as there's like, if you're an artist and you want to get booked on shows, you're gonna have to reach out to venues. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't just gonna, unless you already made it, they're not coming to find you. So I had a homie that used to book college shows for artists and stuff like that. And he would he had like this list of colleges and stuff, and he'd reach out to the SGA. Hey, what do you guys have planned? What's in your entertainment budget? Look, I have this artist. Would you guys take him on? Here's some of his music. Blah blah blah. Yakety smack. As a wrestler, yeah, I'll do the same thing. As a wrestler, I'm not just going to get booked just because I'm a wrestler. No, I have to find who's running shows. I'll find a promoter. I'll message them. Hey, my name is G Money. I'm this and this. I wrestled this many matches. Here's a match. Blah blah blah. I would love to be able to come in and do whatever I can for your show. Help set up, break down, whatever it takes. Just to get on. I'm coachable. You need me to do something on the show. You need me to put somebody over. Whatever. I can do that. Same thing as a DJ. As a DJ. Hey, here's a mix. You find clubs or whatever. Hey, here's a mix. 10, 20 minutes. Here you go. Check it out if you like. I'd love to come and spin at your club. You got to put yourself out there.
He's dropping jewels, y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if y'all ain't got your paper in your pants, y'all tripping, okay? Because people do not let people know the sauce that's needed to grow inside their career. And he just tells y'all how to start it.
Closed mouths don't get fed. I mean, it's like that's just what it is. Like, your reputation will carry you, but so far, but you're going to have to reach out to people. It's just like if you're an artist and you've been pushing the song for 7 months and you're like, well, I feel like I've done all that I can do. Not really, because anybody that hasn't heard your song is new to them. Mm-hmm. Now, like, everybody in your neighborhood can know your song, but across town, they probably never heard it. Mm-hmm. So when that next person hears it, that's a new song to them. You know what I'm saying? And then when the next person hears that, this about to sound mad dated. When K-Style's Hands Up, Get Low came out, I won't say when it came out, when we caught wind of it at Foxy, the song had already been out for 2 years. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And what's his name? DJ Aries found me on social media somewhere and sent me the song. Hey man, we got this artist out here, blah blah blah. Yakety Smack is making moves, whatever. So I hit up some other artists. I heard of some other DJs at other radio stations. I was like, you heard this now? Oh yeah, we played it. Oh, well, we need to play this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you have to push your product, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be entertainment. If you sell soap, you know what I'm saying? You got to push that to places that sell soap. Deodorant. If you make ring lights, if you make camera cases, whatever it is, you got to push it. There's always somebody that's never heard of you or what you do. Always. Expand that audience.
Definitely, you guys. So what is the difference between 99.1 and 104.5?
God
damn. Just gonna hit you with the hit you.
Okay. 104.5 is an independent station. They are not ran by a corporation. They are ran independently by Dr. Carson. So they have the autonomy to do pretty much whatever they want as long as it follows FCC guidelines. You know what I'm saying? Foxy is owned by Beasley Broadcasting Group. And Beasley Broadcasting is, obviously they're not the number one. Like, the number one radio company might be like, it's not Radio One. It might be, oh my gosh. I can't remember what it is, but because
homework.
Yeah, but there's Radio One is up there, and it's as soon as this is over, I'm going to remember it. It's right there because they just fired 800 people. But because it's a corporation, they follow the guidelines of the corporation. Now, Foxy 99, our signal, we have the largest signal in the city, 100,000 watts. So, in perspective, that means Foxy reaches from Fayetteville as far down to Myrtle Beach, as far out to, if you're going towards Charlotte, I think you lose the signal somewhere else, but it's somewhere between Wadesboro and Marshville, all the way in some parts of Raleigh, and some parts of Wilmington. Like, if you go down 95, you're gonna come through our signal for 3 hours, which was why we were such a big deal, because if you're traveling from New York to Florida for about 3 hours, you're in our wavelength. You know what I'm saying? 104, I think, I could be wrong. I think they were like 5,000 watts. So you can hear them in Fayetteville, but I think as soon as you get to Lumberton, like the signal starts chopping out. Because we're not independent, we were backed by a corporation, so we had a lot more money. We had a lot more resources, and like we could do a lot more. They could do more than us on some aspects, but we could do a lot more than them because we had other resources that they didn't have. You know, so but the biggest difference is how they're ran. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever's in charge dictates what is what. You know, and us at Foxy, we've had really good program directors, and we've had not so good program directors. As far as I know, since 104 has been around, I think Kaleem has been the guy almost the whole time I've been here. I think it was Vic Frost too at one point. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I know I am. But I've never had issues with anybody over there. I've always loved those guys. They're homies.
Right.
Like we're a small community. Like I'm cool. Like if you're just in radio, we're in a small group of people. You know what I'm saying? Like we're a family. You know, we just have different goals.
Well, I love to hear that, you know, because a lot of people have different aspects, especially the independent artists.
Mm-hmm.
The independent artists, they feel, are artists. I've been told about the artists. Okay, so, but I'm Panamanian, I gotta let it slide sometimes. But how would an independent artist get a chance to put their music up on 99.1?
Man, the answer to that question has changed so many times over the years. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a time at Foxy when Mike Tech was there, and like he would have Battle of the Beats or Independent Spotlight or something like that, and all you really had to do is just submit some music and just hope sooner or later it gets there. But then when he was gone and Moniy was there, or no, I think Moniy was still there when I was Moniy was there while Mike was there. Yeah, so or when he gave the show to her. When he gave the show to her, and it was me and her doing the show, this is like 2010 to 13 or whatever. And like we had a special email. You send the song to the email. Me and her would take time. We would listen, and then when we do the spotlight, we'll just play the songs that we like. Hey, this that. You know, mm-hmm. as that was killed off. I ain't gonna say killed off. It was taken off air. And so then it would just be, if you could get in touch with a DJ and they just happen to like your song, they'll play it. Now, things have gotten way tighter. So I think the only time you would hear an independent artist is same thing. If you like, I would play, like when I do mix shows, because not only was I doing 3 to 7, I was also DJing some of my mixes. I would throw, if there's a song that I like from a guy, you know, hey, I'll play it, you know. And I gotta say this because I feel like I have to say this. We don't take money for that shit. I'm sorry.
No. Keep it a Bando. It's
payola, bro. Payola. Now, I've heard about people quote unquote taking money. I can say I have never in my life taken money to play anything. I'll tell you straight up, like, if boy, I done missed out on a lot of money. But like my thing was always been integrity, and like if I died tomorrow, nobody could ever say, oh yeah, I paid you money to play this on air. No, you did not, because I would not take your money. I'll take your money to play some shit in the club. Absolutely, I'll take your money to play your song in the club. On radio, nah, I wouldn't. But Just saying that, so because people were like, well, I said this song and this song. Hey, look, man, I like what I like. Mm-hmm. People like what they like. Mm-hmm. And now, if there used to be a time when you can make like requests and all that stuff, and you know maybe they play it if they had it, like. But I know that in the last couple of years, Foxy got really strict with playing, and that's because of the new program directors. Like we had a guy from Texas named Kenny J, and he wasn't with that at all. Like. I had to beg and like we had to beg and plead this guy to play Moray. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't until he's like, dog, he's from here. He's from here. He's doing numbers. We're showing him stuff. And he was just like, It wasn't until, this was when did that song come out? 21? 21? Man, and like, we were working so hard. We had to bring up the media-based charts. And he had to see that they was playing the song at his old station in Dallas before he wanted to play it here. So like, sometimes it's not us. We try, bro. If people knew how hard I fought for like, how hard that I used to fight for independent artists to get their music played, how much I begged and pleaded to, can I please just give me an hour on a Sunday night so I can do Independent Spotlight. Can I please do this? We got all this talent. Can I do something? Can I do this? Can I do that? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? Like some guys just didn't see the vision. And there's nothing like, if you tell me no, I can't go above your head and do it. Like, no disrespect to nobody, but I'm not about to lose my job to play your song. I'm not doing it. Right. Because you're not going to take care of me. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to put food on my table. So like, I do what I can within reason. If I got to slide a song in here and there on a mix show, I'll do what we like to call sandwiching. I'll play a popular song, I'll throw an indie song, and then I'll put another popular song right up in that bitch. So like, yeah, you might be like you'll hear a fucking Lil Wayne song, you hear an indie song, what was that? Then I'll come back with a J. Cole or Drake or whatever.
I love that.
What? Like, hey, we ride, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, like, did y'all hear him on the radio? Yeah, he was there for 2.6 seconds.
Yeah, look, see, I'll play like,
that's
so we need at least for the counter to spin, it's got to be at least 90 seconds.
Oh, well, that's
so yeah,
seconds.
90 seconds. So that's at least gonna get a verse and a hook, or hook verse hook. I prefer hook verse hook, and boy, cause man, like people do not know how many times I'll be putting myself on the line for things, man. Like I remember it would be Tap Money when Tap Money was a program director, and he was on from 3 to 7. And then I do the mix show from 5 to 6, and I'm playing songs. I'm sticking to the mix show list, and then every now and again I'll slide a song in there, and I just wait and see what he do. When he's like, "What's that? Who's that?" Oh, okay. And then I'm like, Other times he'd be like, "Bro, what is that?" Hey, I'm gonna get about that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's hard work. Like, people do not know the silent battles that guys like me, D-Rock, Tommy G, DJ Remedy, DJ Official, Problem, DJ Tone, DJ Flash, like guys that have been on the station for years. You know what I'm saying? The stuff we go through, and there's more DJs. I'm sorry. Please, I'm sorry. Like, I'm coming off the top of the head with the names and stuff. There's a lot of amazing DJs out here, man. Like a lot of guys be looking out. You know, a lot of guys have paved the way for us. Like DJ D-Rock was my DJ mentor. There's EJ the DJ. There's DJ Izzy Nice. You know what I'm saying? There's rest in peace DJ Snow Dogg. You know, Capri, Flash. There's a bunch of Flashes. DJ Deluxe. Somebody's gonna be mad at me. I already know. Rain, OS, all those guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Cuss me out later. Yeah, but like, I always felt like the lifeblood of the radio station, especially the hip hop stations, were the lifeblood of the hip hop stations to me were the make shows, because we can't control what goes on. We can't control what goes on the playlist. It is what it is. Well, we used to. We can't now. Oh, that's the other thing. The biggest difference, I think, between Foxy and 104.5. I don't know if 104.5 has these, but Foxy does, and they piss me off. Foxy has music consultants, and which I think is the stupidest shit ever, because why do I need a music consultant when I got a building full of DJs? But anyway, music consultant is somebody hired by the company, Beasley, and they look at They do the same thing anybody else can do. You can read the charts. Well, what's on Billboard? What's on Media Base? What's on this? And then they make suggestions. Okay, you should play this. You shouldn't play this. You should play this. You shouldn't play this. And the biggest issue I used to have major issues because I didn't think that people that live in Las Vegas should be able to tell us what to play in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dudes that our music consultants weren't even on our side of the country. And like, I'd be D-Right, like, yo, man, fuck these guys. They don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what's popping in this area. You're like a 60-year-old white dude. What do you know about hip hop in the South when you're on the west side of the country? You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing that I just could not stand. Like, so I was actually when I left, boy, I was there's so much crap that we had to deal with. I just could not take it. You know, it's just a lot.
So for people that want to come into the radio, become a radio personality, what is required or what would be needed for them to get the opportunity to work at Foxy?
See, I would say, I want to say, I feel like you don't need a degree. I mean, I have one. That's what got me in the door because I had a class. But the hardest part is getting your foot in the door because it's not like COVID screwed everything up. iHeartRadio, that's what I was thinking of. That's the biggest company, iHeartRadio. COVID screwed everything up. Pre-COVID, Foxy had about 10 radio personalities and about 6 DJs. When COVID hit, everybody got fired. Well, laid off. Everybody got laid off, so we were down to 2 and 2. So we had a morning girl, we had the midday girl, and we had me. And then it would be me as a DJ, and then DJ D-Rock. And ever since then, we've only, to this day, we've only been able to hire like never a full-time person unless another full-time person left. Like, we're still shorthanded, and that's because the budget is screwed. So, like, I have no idea. And honestly, like, COVID crippled the radio business. Not just Foxy, they crippled the radio business. In 2020, iHeartRadio laid off 800 employees. So there are clusters, or there's cities out there that probably had 2 to 3 hip hop stations, or let's say, well, let me say it like this. At Beasley Fayetteville, there's Foxy 99, there's K97.5, the country station. There's 96.5 Bob, which is like a variety station. There's 107.7 Jams, which is supposed to be, it used to be a old school R&B station. Now it's I don't know what the fuck they are. They're 107.7 The Bounce. What was that other one? It was an AM station. So in our cluster, that's where we are. Then Cumulus has like Magic 106.9, Rock 103, Q98, whatever. So Beasley also ran Charlotte. So, because they used to be CBS Radio or whatever. So what would end up happening is you used to have all these people, but then because people got laid off, you would have the same person that does. Matter of fact, for example, Baby Doll right now, she does 10 to 3 at Foxy. She also does, I think, 10 to 3 in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? But with iHeart, it would be one guy that's on the station, and it's for like maybe a whole state, because everybody done got fired because everybody lost money during COVID, especially these radio companies. So I'm not saying that it's definitely not easy to get into radio now. It's definitely not easy. You know, and people are saying, oh, radio's this and that. You know, radio will never die because it's free. That's number one. As long as radio was free, it ain't going nowhere, because there will always be people that are down for the free. You know what I'm saying? You go into businesses right now, they're not playing Pandora, they're not playing Spotify, they're playing whatever station they can get a hold of for free. But honestly, I wouldn't even know how to tell somebody. But I do know you have to find your voice, because I thank God I was taking I accidentally came up on speech and theater classes and I can't remember the name of the class, but it taught me how to project my voice. So I feel like people can talk, everybody can talk, but everybody can't talk professionally. That is hard work. You know, like I'm also a commentator. Sometimes I commentate sports. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to know how to talk. You know, and just saying things. Well, you know, yeah, I can talk. Everybody says that until you put a microphone in front of them. You know, so you have to find your voice. It took me a while to find mine. You got to be able to enunciate your words. Nowadays, I think to get on at a radio station, you have to be able to do more than just talk. Like you're gonna have to learn how to run a board. You might gonna have to learn how to do some social media content. You're probably gonna have to learn how to cut commercials. Like you're gonna need to be like a multifaceted individual. That stuff is easy, you know. So anybody can learn it. It's just, you know, you'll walk in as one thing and then you'll leave as something else. Like the person I walked in as, the set of skills I had has pretty much tripled. When I left, I can do so much more. Like when it comes to audio, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I can edit flawlessly. I just learned a lot of skills, you know, so yeah.
That's really dope. What's your favorite part about engaging with your audience? Because I watched your, I've been researching and I'm like, man, he's just so awesome. Like he's just, you know, fun, you know, like what?
I don't know. When it's, I'm gonna tell you, it's crazy that for me, going into wrestling from radio was kind of like the perfect transition because I felt at least I was entertaining.
That's what I was looking for. Entertaining. He's very entertaining.
I felt that I was entertaining on radio, and like I can say and do things that people call me like, yo, man, you wild. You know what I'm saying? But wrestling is so different because it's right there in your face, and I can be when I'm here, whether I'm a good guy or a bad guy, I can elicit emotion out of you. And that's what I enjoy the most. I like eliciting emotion. Like I just came from Germany. We was in Germany, me and my tag partner was in Germany for 9 days. As soon as we get off the plane, we drop our bags off at our homie house. We got a show, 3 hours from the time we land. So we get to the venue, blah, blah, blah. When it's time for the show, the first show we did, we're heels, we're bad guys. So these guys have never seen or heard of us a day in their life. You know, at first they're like, oh crap, who are these big black dudes? And they want to cheer for us until we're like, shut up. I'll stick my hand out to a kid. They go to slap it like, Get out of here, kid. No. So we're in the ring and we're like, hey man, you hear that? These guys over here, they sound like the loser section. Now everybody's booing. So we do that 4 times. The other team comes out. Now they want to see us get our asses kicked. So we rile them up so that when they start getting over on us, the crowd is happy until we knock their ass back down. The second show, we were good guys. And this was like an hour and a half away. They've also never seen us before. So we show up and we're like, we come out and they're like, oh, who are these big black guys? But this time, like, we're like, hey, yo, let's go, let's get it. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Slap hands. So I'm running around. We're high-fiving all the kids and stuff. We get in the ring. We start, hey, XLG. We got 200 plus people that never heard of us chanting our names. Then the other team comes out, you know what I'm saying? And like, we do our thing. I just love to elicit emotion. After both shows, whether we were good guys or bad guys, they had a line at our merchandise table. We took about 50 pictures. Well, over the 2 shows, we probably took about 100 pictures. So sold some pictures, sold some shirts, sold some merch. That's why I got Euro in my pocket right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just creating an experience is what I love about engaging my audience. Like whatever it is, creating an experience. When I'm in Fayetteville and I wrestle, like I have some of the guys that I train with don't like me because I have a chant. And like their kids be doing the chant when they be at home. Like, man, G, all my kids be hey, like they don't even care about me. They be doing your stuff. Like,
what's your chant? I want to know.
So I'm a hip hop guy. You know what I'm saying? So when I come out, and I'm a good guy. I'm like, look, Fayetteville. I like to do a little something. When I say, hey yo, I need y'all to go, alright. You know, that's Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh. So I hit somebody with a move, boom. Hey, yo! Alright. And they be ready. They be ready every time. You know what I'm saying? So I incorporate, my hip hop knowledge, my DJ knowledge into my wrestling. That way I don't have to be a completely different person. But for me, it's just about engaging the fans, creating experiences. You might not remember every move that I did in the match, but you remember how I made you feel. And that's the most important thing. You left that show, man, that was a good match. That was great, man. I had so much fun. That's what I care about. I don't care if you could count how many arm drags I did or how high I jumped on my drop kick, even though I did jump pretty high. Like I want you to remember how you felt coming to that show, and I want you to be able to I want you to want to come to the next show so you can feel that feeling again. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take you on some highs, you're gonna feel some lows, we're gonna take you on an emotional roller coaster, but you're gonna enjoy yourself when you come to a show that I'm on.
I love that. So can you tell us when will be your next show?
So I have my next 2 shows. I have one this Saturday in Cary at the Sports HQ, and that's for FWE Fortitude Wrestling Entertainment. Me and my tag team partner, Jim Stone, we are XLG. We will be challenging former WWE Tag Team Champions La Resistance for the FWE Tag Team Championships. My next show in town, December the 28th, at the Hope Mills Rec Center. It's called Winter Warfare, and I will be defending my Ring Wars Carolina World Heavyweight Championship against former RWC champion and current NWA Tag Champion AJ Kazana. So yeah, that's that. Look, the show on the 28th is right after Christmas. Kids $5, adults $10. You know what I'm saying? Look, matter of fact, follow Ring Wars Carolina on Facebook and Instagram. All the info is up there. Yes, indeed.
Super dope. And can you also let everyone know where they can find you?
Oh man, yes. Everything is G Money. GMONIY. I got the I instead of the E because the bank account's never on E. No, that's not why.
Period. Oh, I like that though. I like that.
That was off the top. No, on Instagram, G_MONIY. On Facebook is Greg G Money Johnson. Everything that I have is pretty much G Money. So like my Twitter X, whatever you call it, even though I don't use it, G_MONIY. Threads G_MONIY. Got a YouTube channel, GMONIY, and follow the Ring Wars. Oh, subscribe to the Ring Wars Carolina television. It's Ring Wars Carolina TV. That YouTube channel. Every show that RWC does, I edit the video, I put it on the YouTube. We've got 119 episodes.
Jesus.
Yeah, right.
Just imagine the work.
It's a lot of work that goes into that. But you can follow the whole history of RWC. You can see I got a lot of my matches on my page. I gotta put more up there. I do a lot. Like I do a lot with RWC. I do a lot in general. Like I run like 4 Instagram pages. I run like 3 YouTube pages, a couple. I don't really do too many Facebook pages. I just do a lot of work. But you have to. Like Ring Wars Carolina is an independent wrestling company. It is a small business. So like I try to do what I can they're my home promotion because that's where I trained at. This right here, MATW, Mid-Atlantic Territory Wrestling. This is based out of Virginia. And I just wrestle for them, but I wave their flag high as well because this is, me and my partner have been tagging for about a year, and these are the first tag team championships that we have won as a team. So there's a lot of good guys that do what I do, and not just in wrestling, but in radio and music. Like, and I'm still, even though like my focus is pretty much in wrestling, I have not forgotten about music. Like, I still DJ clubs. I think I might be DJing downtown for New Year's Eve with Diggable Planets and Arrested Development. I might be DJing that. I still do clubs out here. I still do weddings. I do divorce parties. I do everything. Bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, like you name it. Matter of fact, what am I DJing this Saturday? It's I I think a fashion show. Oh, I can't remember where it's at. I think it's at the Smith Rec Center. But like, I'm a hustler. Like, I'm out here. I'm just doing as much as I can, as long as I can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just out here working. You know, but yeah, G Money on everything. I don't know if they can see the shirt. G-Moniy. G Money in the house. Watch your mouth. Go ahead.
Y'all follow G Money in Ring Wars, Carolina.
Yes.
Okay? There's so much amazing things that's happening here in the city that if you're not aware of, you better make yourself aware of it, okay? Period. Okay, it's G Money, Lizzie Yayo, forever keeping in the Bando.